Hey.
Hey, gang. Welcome back to Close Calls.
Remember us?
Remember this little podcast?
Remember us? Sorry.
So, how do we be? Okay.
Whatever. Sorry.
No, you know what's funny? I was out of town doing some gigs, and some of our fans came out.
Really?
Yeah.
Did you tell them I said hi?
There was no.
Will you next time?
I will next time
Thank
personally
you.
tell them you specifically say hi to them.
Well, you know, if they're fans.
Yeah, there was somebody came out in Bentonville. A couple came out in Kansas City.
Oh my God.
It was when I say a couple, I think the boyfriend was he said something to the effect of like, yeah, like we've had some road trips and she's made me listen
really
to you
playing
kind of.
It. That happened to me in Chicago.
Yeah,
where the boy is like, she
Yeah.
loves it. She loves your show.
but she did say something to the effect of like, I love your podcast when it comes out.
Yeah.
When you guys put one out.
Somebody asked our friend Sam Evans in San Francisco if he knew us because she likes our podcast.
Yeah.
So shout out, go to our friends' shows and talk about us instead of them.
Yeah, it's pretty nice. Oh, I gotta grab this.
Make our peers think we're more successful than we are.
Well, we were talking about this. It's like it's really nice the support that we get, and then I think about like we get a decent amount of like fan mail and DMs and stuff like that, and it's like those are just the ones that are choosing to be vocal.
Yeah. So
for the more casual listener, they must really think this is a train wreck because our fans are the most patient people on the planet, apparently. So thank you for that.
Yeah. Here's the thing. We both keep going out of town and forgetting to tell each other.
It's not even forget. You know what it is it takes time to research these things.
Yeah.
So it's hard to cram in like multiple in a day like you
Yeah.
would with like your typical two comics hanging out kind
Yeah.
of show. And so, yeah, if we're like working the road or going on a trip or something, that really throws a gear in the
Yeah.
or wrench in the gears.
You went on the road and then I decided that I could go to Europe.
Yeah, you went to Europe.
Yeah.
Yeah. But whatever. I'm
I had to
hunkering down
go.
this summer. I'm staying in town this summer.
Oh, good.
For I
See,
think
this is the first time hearing of this.
for I think a lot of it, and then I'll be back out in the fall. So expect more episodes, gang. Anyway,
We're really, I know it doesn't seem like it, but this really is us trying our best.
I'm on Wellbutrin now.
And oh yeah, you're on the Butte.
You
How's
know, it's great. I'm not as productive as I was on Adderall, but I am more likable.
Really? You haven't found yourself snappy?
No, I was very snappy on Adderall.
Wellbutrin makes me snap.
Wellbutrin is an antidepressant, and so it definitely lifts my spirits, whereas a more methylphenidate, if I may.
And you may.
A methylphenidate, like Ritalin, and I think Adderall's under that too. I get like, get out of my office.
Yeah.
I'm trying to work.
You're like wearing a suit all of a sudden, drinking a scotch.
Now I'm definitely getting way less work done.
Yeah.
So we're figuring out the balance.
Maybe you need to up the dosage.
Yeah, well, maybe I will.
Dosage. Yeah, Wellbutrin makes me mean. I don't know.
Yeah.
It's an antidepressant, but
what doesn't make you mean, Lizzy?
Hey, what the hell?
I feel like once every month or two, you come up to me with some story about how somebody
thinks I hate them, and I'm a horrible, mean bitch.
About how somebody misconstrued you. I'm doing air quotes. Misconstrued you for being mean, but I'm not mean. I'm not mean. I don't know what this person's talking about.
But I'm not mean.
Go on.
I'm not
Sell
mean.
me on it.
I will, and I feel very strongly about this.
You're good.
Actually.
You're good as a friend.
Yes, I'm a good friend.
In that, like, if somebody's in the hospital or something, you will be there
show up.
for sure. You'll do that.
Somebody's parent dies, I fucking send the Uber Eats gift card. I offer to clean their apartment. I do the things.
But
okay?
how are you as a stranger?
Here's my thing. I don't think I'm mean. I do think I am less polite, or like maybe polite, like less like fake nice than people expect women to be. And I'm totally okay with that.
Okay.
I think a lot of the things people say about me, they wouldn't say about a man who was similar to me.
Interesting.
Because all I'm doing is not going out of my way to make somebody who has not made an effort to be friends with me feel particularly welcomed or included.
Right.
I don't think that's so bad.
Yeah.
You're like, all of the stories that we're talking about are just some fucking guy comedian.
Some guy. Yes, that's true.
Who has made no effort on his end to be my friend. But because I haven't done it, I hate him and I'm mean.
Sure.
But I think that that's fine.
I'm not picking sides here.
Yeah, sure.
We're buds. I don't know these other people.
Yeah.
I know of them
Yeah.
from you telling me that they have a wrong impression of you, but I do think it's a very fun trend.
And can I say this if any of them are listening?
Yes, you can say this.
When you go around telling people that I secretly hate you, just so you know, it always gets back to me because in real life I am nice and I do have friends. So
God.
when you go around telling people that you think kind of know me, that I'm mean and I hate you, guess whose fucking side they're on? Not yours. And they're going to report back to old Liz. And tell her.
Old Liz, that's what we call you, by the way.
That's what they call me.
Like you're a steamboat. The old Liz.
I'm a steamboat captain.
Going down the Mississippi.
Yeah.
This all started because last night Lizzie was like, hey, do you know this guy? This guy says he fucking hates me. And then he was talking to me and he was blah, blah, blah. And then he went across the room and talked to this other person and I heard him say, Liz hates me.
It is like, it's one thing. I felt bad when this guy said to one person that he thought I hated him. But when I heard him going around telling a bunch of people that, I was like, well, now you're talking shit about me.
Yeah, I mean, this guy sucks.
Now you're calling me a bitch in the bar that I am in all the time.
Yeah. Pretty great. I think it's pretty great.
I think it's pretty great. And also, you know what? Now I do hate you. Get lost.
I hate him too.
Kick rocks. I hate you.
Also, you mentioned Sam Evans earlier, and I gotta. This is what I was like. We started talking about this, and I was like, save it for the mic. Sam Evans, very funny comic.
On?
No, he hasn't. Let's have him on.
Let's have him on,
and then I can, say this to his face.
Yeah.
He posted a video where he's plugging some dates, and he's eating a hard-boiled egg, and I found it so repulsive. I didn't make it 5 seconds. I had to turn it off.
And can I be honest? He sent it to me and asked if it was more funny than it was sad, and if he should post it. And I told him to post it, and I didn't watch it.
So you're not even that nice to your friends.
Whatever. It's one post. It's funny. It's funny.
But somebody eating a hard-boiled egg is
tough.
One of the grossest things I can imagine.
Yeah, it's also fetish content.
Interesting.
I saw like a video of some like girl influencer was like, eat lunch with me while I talk about my husband getting out of rehab. That was the real thing. So of course I'm like locked in.
Let's go.
Absolutely, I'll eat lunch with you.
I'm all ears.
Speak on it, queen. She's like, she's that makeup influencer. I don't know if you've ever seen her. She has like the fake thick Boston accent.
No.
She's like, I want to look like a Kardashian.
No.
You know. And she was one of the things on her lunch plate was a hard-boiled egg.
Ugh.
And she's got these big fake lips, you know?
Ugh.
So she's like eating a hard-boiled egg with these big fake lips. And she posted another video that was like, why did that one get so many views? Thinking it was like, I reached out. Like, I must have touched so many people who have a loved one in rehab. And all the comments were like, the egg is fetish content.
No way.
She was like, wow, it's really cool that so many people resonated with my husband's in rehab story. And everyone was like, maybe don't eat an egg like that on camera.
It's weird. Anything can be fetish content.
Anything.
Though. I didn't know there was such
this
a big, come on, let's subscribe to the page. We got nothing up there. We got nothing up there.
Video.
Yeah, we got video. We throw the video up. Oh man, which direction do we want to go? Fetish or egg? Because I still want to complain about the egg. Okay,
go egg and then we'll go fetish.
We're gonna 2-prong this. All right. 1, do you like hard-boiled eggs?
No, I'll do like a slightly soft-boiled, like in a ramen.
Sure.
I like that.
I'm talking about eating a cold hard-boiled egg.
That's crazy to me.
Same. And I
think that's horrid.
And if anybody listening loves hard-boiled eggs, write in and try to sell me on it, because right now I think you're an absolute enemy of the state.
Sulfur-smelling freak.
An enemy of the state.
An enemy of the state.
Sulfur-smelling freak.
They smell like sulfur.
Because when they rot, they smell like sulfur.
No, but the hard-boiled egg makes your... This is too gross
to
say.
It makes your farts.
It makes your breath smell like sulfur.
Ugh. Dude, okay, here's for me... Okay, it's rubbery on the outside, chalky on the inside, and flavorless. So what are we doing?
And if there is a flavor, it's not a good one.
The flavor is the little bit of chalky yolk, because the outside doesn't have a flavor.
Yeah.
You know, what is egg white?
You have to put salt on it.
Right. So
Everybody's
now it's just
putting salt on.
So now it's just a vessel to get salt into your mouth.
And there's so many better ones.
Diet.
There's so many better ones.
Half my diet is
How
sodium.
about bread?
Sure.
Put salty butter on bread. Eat
Boom.
That.
That's it. I could eat buttered bread all day.
Yeah.
Come on.
By the way.
If I may.
Shout out buttered bread.
You know it's so good? It's fall. No, it's winter.
Okay.
I'm there. You have a hearty stew. The kind with like the
I know exactly where we're
big
going.
chunks of carrots and it's like
meat,
a pulled beef,
the pull apart beef,
yeah. Whatever this is. There, stew
a
enthusiasts,
crock pot sort of situation,
and you've got
and it's like thicker than a broth,
and you've got a buttered bread,
a good bread,
and you dip that in the stew.
Yeah, with the cold butter on it.
Come on!
What are we talking about? What are we talking about?
Cut to Sam Evans in the park eating a goddamn egg.
I mean, the story was about how he was too broke to eat anything else.
Dude, when I was my brokest,
but eggs right now famously expensive, so poke a hole in that story.
Saying, dude.
Poke a hole right in that story.
Oh, okay. This is his avocado toast. Is a hard-boiled egg. Get the fuck out of here. When I was broke, I stocked up on tuna and ramen, dude.
And shout out tuna.
Shout out tuna for always being there in a pinch.
And can I just say, it's like 32 grams of protein or something.
Didn't even know that. Good to know.
So much protein.
It'll fill you up.
Shout out tuna. Tuna has got me through some of my lowest points in my life.
I never did this. A buddy of mine would do, and I thought this was so smart. He would make, especially when it's not November, it's way cheap, stuffing.
Yes.
It's just
stovetop.
Yeah, it's just bread. Fills you up. I
used to do like a jarred pesto pasta.
Easy.
Throw a can of tuna in it.
Oh,
now it's a protein-heavy meal.
Oh.
And you can eat it like a cold pasta salad straight out the fridge, so you don't have to dirty a dish.
How about that? Just eat it over the sink.
Eat it out of the Tupperware with a plastic fork.
Right?
I mean, or whatever's good for the environment.
Or a normal fork.
I said at my lowest.
All right, we're not even gonna get into fetish content today. We don't have time.
But I want to say something. Guess what I was listening to the whole way here?
Oh.
I had a real nostalgia moment. Something came up on my Spotify that I like forgot existed, and boy was I rocking the fuck out to it on my way here. You ready for this?
Nostalgia moment, rocking out. Okay.
I texted my boyfriend about it.
Little emo?
Yes, I was gonna say the hint is I texted my boyfriend about it. I was like, remember this band? He said yes, and I said, now that's what I call emo.
Okay.
Like now that's what I call music.
Yeah.
This would be one of the title bands if there was a now that's what I call emo.
Take Back Sunday.
No, you're like in the realm. You're in the era.
Probably not brand new. My Chemical Romance.
No.
Something like
go a little soft, like a little more like softer, I guess would be the word.
Are you listening to Hawthorne Heights,
dude?
No. What is it?
It was All Time Low.
Oh, okay.
I forgot about All Time Low.
More pop.
I guess that's what I meant by softer. More poppy.
Mm-hmm.
More Panic at the Disco-y.
Oh man, what was that one song? That
Dear
first...
Maria, count me in.
I got you pictured. I'm coming with you. Dear Maria, count me in. And this gets flagged for copyright.
No, we didn't
nailed it. Because we nailed it.
It was perfect. Dude, so that album, I forgot. I used to listen to that album. Boy, oh boy, did I fucking just absolutely ruin that album in my Walkman. Or I probably had an iPod by then. But that album, So Wrong It's Right, it's called. 6 Feet Under the Stars. Hello.
Let's hear a little.
6 feet under the stars. Whoa. So good.
Yeah.
Remembering Sunday. So sad. Stay Awake. So good.
Yes.
And I was just having this moment.
Time you're just like, yes.
Literally, I was on the train like, holy fuck. This is so, it's so wrong. It's right.
Was that your jam around that time?
Yeah.
That kind of, the
when
Academy
I was
is?
Probably like,
are we talking the Academy is? Are we talking Maine?
Yeah.
The Maine? Are we talking?
All of this, but All Time Low had a special.
That was their number one. Okay.
I think All Time Low might have been how I got into like emo and then pop punk and then punk and then hardcore.
That album
I think they may have started it all for me.
That album's a real gateway drug, I think. It hit at a certain time for a certain. So when that came out, I was
probably 12, 13 when I found it.
Well, that clocks because when that came out for me, I was like, oh, this is for like young girls.
Yeah. And boy was it. I remember being at like
Dear Maria is a bop though.
Yes.
I'll say that.
I remember being at like sleepaway camp with my iPod and being like, what the fuck? And then like Modern Baseball and like those were like, you know, that was the next evolution.
I listen to Modern Baseball today.
But it came up because I for some reason twice a year I have to listen to December by Neck Deep. it just happens to me, you know?
Okay.
And it like came up the other day and I was getting off the train, so I didn't listen to it. So then today I like searched it
You
up.
made time.
Searched it up.
You held
space.
space.
And boy, is that, by the way. Hello.
You held space for Neck
I
Deep.
hope you get your ballroom floor, you know? So listen to that.
Yeah.
And then it just is like, it just plays songs that are like that.
Yeah, yeah.
So it was like the Wonder Years. Yeah,
Yes.
yeah. You know, like those things. What else? Mom jeans, maybe something like that. But it's just, you know, these things that and then fucking they threw me Dear Maria, Count Me In, and I was like, oh my God.
I'm with you, man.
Oh my God.
And guess what? It wasn't a phase, Mom.
It turns out it wasn't a phase, Mom.
Okay.
Oh my God, I saw my mom the other day.
Get out of my room.
I saw my mom the other day and I thought she didn't know that I had tattoos. And I was wearing long sleeves, and right when she was leaving, she goes, "What's that tattoo on your arm?"
What do you,
she doesn't.
You say she doesn't know you have tattoos?
She didn't know.
You always wear long sleeves.
Yeah.
Because you know she wouldn't like it, or
yeah. But I guess she had seen a photo and she was like, "Show me." And now she knows.
And how'd she take it?
She was like on her way out. She was leaving. I was like, "We'll talk about this another time."
Did she care?
I think she cares. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think the fact that it's like religious imagery helped.
You
know.
Yeah, or it could have made it worse.
Yeah, I can't tell yet.
I don't know if she gets it, though.
To be continued, I guess.
Yeah, yeah. That's surprising to hear that your mom would care about tattoos.
Really?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know your mom.
Yeah.
This is based off absolutely nothing. I just think it's 2025. Who cares about tattoos, you know?
Yeah, but my mom is like older than most people my age. His parents.
Your mom's older than you?
I'm older than most people my age's parents.
Uh-huh.
So my mom is like from an era when like criminals and hookers had tattoos.
Yeah, we don't say hooker anymore, but
Sorry,
yeah.
sex worker. Sorry, all my friends who are sex workers say hooker. I forgot that you guys don't.
Is hooker back? Because hooker's
I guess I think it's their word and not.
Hooker's a fun word, and I never understood why what the negative. I did no research. Why is that a bad thing?
Well, because obviously when we say it, we're like okay with sex work, so we don't think of it as bad.
Yeah.
But people who aren't say it like.
I meant more like the etymology of it. Do we know, like, is that like to hook someone is some sort of negative? I don't know. Somebody.
I think it's just one of those words that became.
All this takes is a Google.
Yeah.
And I refuse to do it.
I think it's just because it became used only pejoratively.
Sure.
That now it's like no good. It's like the T slur, you know?
T slur?
For trans people.
Oh, yeah.
Like they were all using it and it was chill, but then other people started using it at them and now it's a slur.
Right, I see what
totally
you're saying.
Makes sense. I think it's like that.
I'm more of the, I was getting back to that Google thing. It's like, and it's not that I don't care. It's more like if somebody says, hey, don't say this, I'm just like, yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Like, I don't even need to know.
I know.
Which is why Republican people annoy me so.
And annoy me.
They annoy me so much how they're like, why can't I say anything? Because they asked you nicely not to, and
they
that
just
should be.
asked you, they said it bothers them.
That should be reason enough. I don't
know.
need it.
It's literally like if you came into my house and were like, why do I have to take my shoes off?
Oh my God, that's a great way of putting it.
Because it's a rule I have.
Because it's my fucking
It's my house
space.
and it's a rule I have.
Yes.
I don't give a fuck if you say hooker when you're with your buddies.
Yeah.
But don't say it in front of me.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's the same as the pronoun thing.
I think we really stuck the landing on this.
I think we're going to fix it.
The shoes off thing was mwah.
Thank you.
All right, let's start the app, huh?
Yeah.
You going to ask me if I got a story?
I was getting ready to.
Sorry to rush you.
Hey, Kev, you got a story for us?
Yeah.
What if you didn't?
Oh, fuck.
Wait, it was my turn?
All right. I'm going to be reading off my phone today. Give me a second. Let me pull it up.
By the way, I love that you were like, I was on the road and I was like, I went to Europe and then we talked about eggs and all-time low. We didn't have one story from either of those things.
Wait, what did you say?
Like, at the beginning of the episode, you were like, I was on the road for weeks. And I was like, I went to Europe for 2 weeks. And then our follow-up conversation was about hard-boiled eggs and all-time low.
Yeah.
And not what we did when we were gone.
Oh, yeah. That's fun. Who cares?
Who cares?
We'll get to it another time.
Berlin is cool. Go if you can. You know what I mean? Like, nobody cares about your trip to Europe.
You know what I mean?
I found that nobody cares about your trip to Europe.
Yeah, I see what you're saying. I also feel like this is those are more pressing matters. Eggs,
yeah, urgent.
Eggs and all-time low.
Urgent.
That's what's on my mind right now.
I know.
That's what we're going with.
I got your picture.
Today, we are talking about Frane Selak.
Frane Selak.
Frane, Frane, Selak, Selak. Frane? You think it's Frane?
No, I'm just trying things
I feel like it's Frane.
I'm just trying things, Frane.
I probably could have done one of those how do you pronounce this name things, but we're just gonna go with Frane. And if somebody needs to correct me, please leave it in a review on Apple Podcasts
with 5 stars.
With 5 stars.
What's Frane's gender?
Frane is a man.
Could have gone either way for me.
Yeah, that's honestly a great question. Frane
is Frane French?
Frane. Well, I'm going to tell you, he was actually he was born in Croatia.
Wow.
I know.
Wow.
He's that's Slavic.
Yeah.
Yeah. Frane Selak, known as the world's luckiest unlucky man.
Ooh, we talk about that all the time on this podcast.
We do.
We talk about how these people, like the people in our stories, had both the luckiest and unluckiest day of their life.
Yes,
like this horrible thing went wrong that got them stranded in the so-and-so.
Yes.
But then the so-and-so drove by, which would never normally be there, and then blah, blah, blah.
And then they didn't die.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's Frane.
So this is like
the Frane effect.
So so this is like that.
Yeah.
But a little extra. It's got a little extra mustard on it.
Ooh.
If I may.
Like a pastrami sandwich.
It's exactly like a pastrami sandwich, actually.
I live on the Upper West Side now. I encounter a lot of pastrami sandwich.
It's like a white fish.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah. It's got a little extra mayo.
It's good on a bagel. All right, here we go. Frane Selak, born June 14th, 1929.
Gemini.
That was he's a Gemini, I guess. I'm told
What's the
right
one
now.
Before?
I don't know. I don't know these things.
I'm guessing.
1929, that was before the Billboard Top 100. So I'll say Boogie Woogie Bugle Boy was,
it was probably Boogie Woogie
all
Bugle
over the
Boy.
airwaves.
He's a Boogie Woogie Bugle Boy coming to death. I did a tap dance to that song when I was a kid.
Okay, and look at you now.
And look at me now.
You know? Your first gig.
And look at me now.
Do you ever think about, sometimes when it's like a bad stand-up gig, I'm like, this is just a recital. This is sad.
Oh my God, when I was in...
when like the crowd doesn't want to be there, you don't want to be there, but they're polite enough to be like, okay, do your little dance.
Dude, when I was in Berlin, I did a show for like 12 people, which is fine. But 3 of them were my boyfriend and his friends who live in Berlin. And the comics were me and Joe Nunnick and Terrence Hartnett, past guest, who we had all been hanging out with all week. So it felt, literally after the show, I went up to them and I was like, thanks for coming to our little play.
Yeah.
It felt like we were like, you never did this because you weren't a girl, I bet. But we used to do a thing where we'd be like, girls will relate to this, where you'd choreograph a dance for some reason.
Yeah.
And you'd do it for your parents so you could have a sleepover.
Yeah.
Like me and my cousin would always do that. And it felt like that. It felt like me, Joe, and Terrence were like, can we go hang out at the bar if we do a good job on our little play?
I did that with like, I got like a little magic kit when I was like 7.
Yeah.
And I made my parents and my brother and everything sit down and watch me do like the 3 little tricks I learned.
It's so weird that kids want to perform like that. It's so cute.
I think it's great. And some of us never learned that that's not a viable way to get love.
What is comedy if not doing a little show so you can have a sleepover?
I'm saying.
Like, because all I'm doing this is so that I can hang out for 2 hours with my friends.
Just trying to get a little sleepover.
I'm just trying to have a little sleepover right now.
And interpret that however you want, gang.
True.
What the fuck was it? Oh, I was gonna say it's always where your boyfriend's friends come out or whatever. That's the dog shit show.
I know.
It's always like, oh, my girlfriend's.
You better believe the show before that was awesome.
It's like new girlfriend's parents are coming.
Yeah.
Let's have a bomb. Let's have the worst bomb of the year. Anyway,
let's bomb hard in a language in a country where they don't speak the same language as me.
Yeah, that'll be good.
That'll be good.
And then they come up and they're like, yeah, keep at it.
Yeah. But there's no way, when they want to come to the show, there's no way to say no. You know? Because I was like, why don't you just come to a show in New York?
Yeah.
But okay.
Anyway, Frane Selak, born June 14th, 1929, in Croatia, which was then part of the Kingdom of Yugoslavia.
Yugoslavia.
We're going to have some fun. We're going to have some fun Baltic.
Yugoslavia.
We're going to have some fun Baltic words on this one. Strap in. He was a music teacher.
Oh.
Okay. Now, Frane
Little artsy farts.
led a relatively quiet life as a music teacher in Croatia. That is,
You'd think it'd be loud because of the music.
that is until the early 60s when things started to
Hey.
get a little shaken up
Hey.
for old Frane. Lizzy, it was 1962. January, to be exact.
Okay.
I know you were
Cold.
wondering.
Is it cold in Croatia?
Oh, it's cold.
Okay.
Frane Selak boarded a train from Sarajevo to Dubrovnik.
Dubrovnik.
Sarajevo to
Can I be honest? I always thought Sarajevo was in a Spanish-speaking country.
Dubrovnik.
Dubrovnik.
Traversing the rugged terrains of what was then Yugoslavia.
Okay.
As the train meandered through a cold, rainy canyon.
Did you write this?
I use meander all the time.
What? Use it in a sentence right now. Not
Oh.
that one.
Damn it. Oh, fuck. I get like flop sweat. I sweat through my hat. A dude sweating through his hat is the funniest.
It's the worst. That's talk about the ick, by the way.
A dude sweating through a hat is so.
That's hard-boiled egg stuff.
It's like just right here.
It's a rim. It's a
always
rim.
All right. The train meandered
Nice.
through a cold, rainy canyon, and a boulder dislodged onto the tracks, Lizzy.
Oh my God.
Causing the train to derail.
Yeah.
And plunge into the icy
Plunge?
into the icy Neretva River. Come on, nailed that. Nailed it. 17 passengers. Hey, wait, let me ask you a question.
Yeah.
How many passengers do you think perished?
17?
Ding, 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 ding. 17 passengers perished in the accident, but Selak managed to break a compartment window, escape the sinking carriage, and swim to shore despite suffering a broken arm and hypothermia.
Oh my God.
Whoa. Local
Wow.
villagers rescued him and another survivor from the frigid
Shout out
waters.
local villagers.
Isn't it? Shout out to all the local villagers.
Shout out local villagers, by the way.
Doing their part, helping their community when, the police state won't. Okay?
True.
And
that feels like, did you see Nosferatu?
No.
Oh, never mind then.
Okay.
There's like a guy who escapes Nosferatu, and the local villagers are like,
And the villagers are like, let's get him.
he's evil. Don't go back.
And then he went back.
Yeah, or something. I
It's
don't
like,
really remember.
you can't resist.
I was at one of those movie theaters where they like serve you dinner, so I was kind of missing
Love
stuff.
it. You're just like face down in a
Like
plate
I
of chicken
I got
fingers.
like an ice cream thing that I couldn't see, and I was trying
Yeah.
to figure out what was coconut and what wasn't.
My favorite thing is a dine-in movie theater, but I also spend half the time just.
Yeah, I know. It's so hard to eat the food.
What the fuck?
One time I got a salad at one of those, and I was like, what the fuck is in here?
When you're
Is that
biting,
an apple?
you're biting into flavors you weren't expecting.
No idea what's in there. Is that quinoa?
I know there could be a screw in this.
There could be a screw. There
We
could be a
don't know.
bone.
We don't know. It's dangerous, but we like to live
But
dangerously.
we like it.
'Cause if it
Shout
means
out Nighthawk.
if it means cinematic adventure, I'm down. Now, back to the story. Frane Selak went through this horrible ordeal, hypothermia, broken arm, a gosh darn, sorry for that language, but I'm so amped up.
Wow.
A gosh darn train derailed, 17 people died. He lived with just one other person, saved by local villagers. That is crazy. That is terrifying. That
Wait,
alone.
there was only 19 people on the whole train?
Oh, I don't know.
That was a pretty empty
I think
train.
it was that cart actually, not the
Yeah.
train. Whoops. Anyway, quit poking holes in it, Lizzy. Anyway.
Well, I just was wondering because maybe there was 19 people on the train.
No. But that alone
That alone. That'd be enough
is worthy of its own episode.
of being on the pod.
But what if I told you
Don't tell me.
That-
Don't tell me there's more.
that a year later,
Oh my God, only a year?
in 1963,
Yeah. Good year.
Selak received news that his mother was ill. So he, of course, wanted to go see her. He got on a flight from Zagreb to Rijeka.
Nice.
I don't know if I'm saying these right, but I think if you put a little spin
Rijeka.
on it, right? It's
It
good
sounds
enough.
like sounds like you
Rijeka.
trying to talk in reverse.
Rijeka. Here, right, read. I'm gonna highlight them. Try to name these
Okay, I'm
places.
usually pretty good at this. Zagreb,
Yeah, Zagreb.
Rijeka,
Rijeka. Oh, the y.
Rijeka.
The y is really
Rijeka.
Rijeka.
Yeah.
Yeah, that sounds
Rijeka.
right.
Like Reykjavik.
Yes, dude. Rijeka.
Rijeka.
Anyway, from this place to
Went
this
to
other
Reykjavik,
place.
by the way, just for a layover. Didn't see it.
Yeah, dude. Well, that's a major.
Major layover town.
I've done that layover so many times.
Yeah.
That's a great airport, though.
Yeah.
It's huge.
I know, but I have beef. Keep going.
I would spend a day in the Reykjavik airport.
I know, I understand, but I do have beef just because the gate that I got off at was the gate that I had to get on my next flight at.
Okay.
But passport check, customs, whatever you want to call it.
You had to leave and come
was
back.
on the other side of the airport.
Oh, God.
So I had to do like a lap.
And was the line crazy?
The line was crazy.
Because actually, I'm with you.
Because actually, the line was crazy.
Because it's a good airport to hang in, but that line is always so fucking long.
Yeah.
Add more lanes.
Add more lanes. Add
You're
more people.
Reykjavik.
Hire more people.
You're Reykjavik.
You're Reykjavik.
I always say Reykjavik. Reykjavik.
I'm just saying, if you're going to have me go through this hell line, it's annoying to have me already at the gate where I have to be.
Yeah.
And then there's like just a rope and somebody being like, can't go under it.
I know.
You got to go all the way around the whole airport?
Yeah,
the whole airport.
That is insane.
That's poo, dude.
So is that kind of setting.
So it's that place.
He's like at that place basically. Yeah. And the plane is he's trying to hurry home to his sick mother. And it's a completely sold out flight. Mm-hmm. And he's begging the airline staff to let him on.
And this is 1963, so you can smoke.
Yeah. And some angel was able to get him on or forfeited their seat or whatever so he could get home to see his mom,
That's
which I think
nice.
is very sweet.
Shout out Delta. You think it was Delta?
So he was probably Delta. And what did people fly back then? Pan Am? It was probably Pan Am. The good people at Pan Am.
I'm really into Concorde these days.
So he got on the plane. Gets a seat in the back. Next to a flight attendant.
Story
so
of my life.
maybe
they
they might have given him one of those jump seats.
Jump seat, yeah.
But he was seated next to a flight attendant named Rosika.
Oh, did they fall in love?
Buddy, just wait.
Really?
It's a smooth flight. Everything's going fine, of course, as you hope flights do. However, as they approached the destination, a door malfunctioned.
No.
Causing it to blow open mid-flight.
No, that's not what you want.
Which is literally everyone's biggest fear.
No, the biggest fear is big full-time just fall out of the sky.
Or like I think with airplanes, it's like wing snaps off.
Yeah.
Door pops open. Those are the two things.
Goose flies in.
Those are those are the two things where you're sitting there and you're like, how does this stay shut?
Yeah.
How does this work? How does that wing stay on?
When you get on a plane, do you touch the outside of it?
What? No.
You don't know about that?
Is that a thing?
I don't know.
Don't give me a new superstition. I can't handle it.
But
I have so many.
I always did it, and I saw that other people do it online.
And it's like a safe travels thing?
Not even... Well, now it is for me because I saw that online. But for me at first, I was just like, when else do you get to do this?
Oh, in that regard, yes.
Like I just want to touch.
I have done that. I have been like
touch the outside.
Yeah, I have been like, oh, a plane, like the rivets.
Yeah, it kind of makes me feel safer.
Yeah, interesting.
You touch it and you're like, that's plane.
That's a good girl.
That's plane.
She's gonna get us there.
That feels like plane because a lot of the things in your seat on plane feel like plastic.
Feels like waiting room.
It kind of feels like toy. Like the air thing.
Toy.
And the window.
Toy. That's toy.
But the outside of the plane, that's plane.
The underside of the seat? You ever, because you're trying to find your bag and you're like, oh, there's stuff. There's like thick metal things to clamp onto.
Yeah.
That's plane.
That's plane.
That's plane.
That's plane. But the bathroom, that's toy.
That's all toy. It's all toy in the
It's all toy in the bathroom.
Yeah, dude.
But that cart, the drink cart, that's plane.
The drink cart?
Yeah, the metal drink cart, that's plane.
Yeah, so we're basically just describing plastic v metal. So plastic is toy, metal is plane. And I'm gonna have to. I'm with that, dude. Thanks. I'm with that.
So if you touch the outside, sometimes it makes me feel better. It's cold, it's metal, it feels like plane.
Yeah, but it's good for your flight, kind of, because it's like
It's like play like a champion today.
Well, they say like touch grass, right?
Yeah.
To ground yourself.
Yeah.
Touch plane. To fly yourself.
Yeah. Yeah.
To ascend.
Yeah.
So, the gosh darn door pops off, which you never want. That's the noise.
That's the noise.
It's probably much like that noise. One more time. Yeah. Like trying to drink a thick milkshake.
Oh, love that, by the way.
Love it. Love a milkshake, especially at a movie. In the dark. So, both Selak and the flight attendant were ejected from the...
No way, dude. No way.
were ejected from the air.
Ejected in the air. No chance. No chance.
Miraculously, you guessed it, Selak landed in a haystack.
No way. No way in hell, dude.
Cushioning his fall. And then the plane crashed, killing 19 people.
19 again?
It's Selak and Razika were the sole survivors. Yeah, he fell in a haystack.
Fell in a haystack is so fucking crazy, dude. Oh my god.
Now that's you're gotta be.
I get that we're laughing at 19 people dying, but
No, we're not. We're laughing at
the
it's perfect. That sentence.
It is so cartoon.
That sentence is pretty perfect.
It couldn't be more cartoon if it was a cartoon.
Selak and well, let me read it one time.
How big was the haystack?
Selak and the flight attendant were ejected from the aircraft. Miraculously, Selak landed in a haystack, cushioning his fall. The plane crashed, killing 19
this
people.
Guy's a liar.
No, let me read it. And it's
Sorry.
just try to. Let me see if I can do this in the straight.
I'm putting my microphone down.
Let me see if I can do this with a straight face. Both Selak and the flight attendant were ejected from the aircraft. Miraculously, Selak landed in a haystack, cushioning his fall. The plane crashed, killing 19 people.
Oh my god!
It is such a jarring left turn.
How much hay?
Yeah, I think it, how much hay? You know?
Would it take? You're falling from the sky.
Yeah, but hay is famously
for horses.
I mean, you have more hay experience.
I have a lot of hay experience.
Yeah, have you ever jumped in a haystack?
I have.
And how cushiony would you say it is?
It is pretty cushiony, but it's very itchy.
Yeah. Yeah, it did say he had a rash after this.
Yeah. Hay fever even.
So the plane went down and Selak and Razika were the sole survivors.
But the thing about a haystack, well, we don't need to get into this.
Okay.
Because you know those big circular things of hay?
A bale?
No, a bale is a small rectangle.
Oh, yeah, okay.
But you know the big circles that you see when
I
you
thought they
drive
were
on
both
the highway? Maybe
bales,
it is.
but okay.
I don't remember. But you know, the big circle, those are like hard.
No, this was a stack.
So there was just a loose pile of hay big enough for him to fall into? That's crazy.
Hey. Sounds legit. Works for me.
Works for me.
That's all I need to hear. No follow-up questions. Now, you're asking yourself, well, that's crazy. That this guy survived train derailment and a plane crash.
Ejected from, by the way.
Hopefully, this guy had some good fortune in his life. I mean, luckily he's survived, but like, I hope the tables turn, right? Like, what happened after that? Right?
Where do you go from the haystack? You
can't
like call an Uber to the haystack.
In 1966, Selak was traveling by bus when it skidded off the road and plunged into a river.
He had to have been like, trains are not safe. Planes are not safe.
Oh, yeah.
But the
automobiles?
But the bus will be fine.
Planes, trains, let's try an automobile.
Yeah.
4 passengers drowned in the accident.
Of course.
Selak swam to safety, escaping with only minor cuts and bruises. That's insane.
Do you think when the bus went into the river, he was like, I know this one.
Been here,
done this.
done that.
Pop out a window, swim to safety.
So this guy's almost died 3 times.
Yeah.
That has to be...
all in transit.
You know what this is? This is like a real life Final Destination.
And can I say this?
Yes, you may. That's kind of the whole thing we're doing.
Maybe stay home.
Yeah.
Maybe after the second one.
He never became agoraphobic, and I love him for that.
Wow.
Real life Final Destination, which you know we love. We
love.
He's Devon Sawa.
He's Devon Sawa. He's Frane Selak.
Frane Selak.
Yeah.
Devon Selak.
Devon Selak.
Devon Selak. Wow, Kev, that's pretty crazy. Did anything else happen?
I mean, now I'm locked in. Now I know.
Lizzy, I'm glad you asked. In my voice. In 1970, while driving along a motorway in Croatia.
So he's like, no buses. I'm going regular car.
I'm driving my own car.
If you can't get something done right, do it yourself.
I'm saying. While driving down a motorway in Croatia, Frane Selak's car suddenly caught fire.
Sure.
Why the fuck not?
Why the fuck not?
At this point,
We've already had water and air.
this guy's living a crazy Mr. Magoo life where he's just stepping
Can't
over
catch a damn break.
stepping over manholes and banana peels.
I mean,
and
Jesus Louises.
walking off of buildings and landing on a flagpole and continues to just walk in a straight line
and
across.
He's so out and about. Where does this guy need to be? He's a fucking music teacher.
He's got places to go. Oh, are you kidding me? Frane Selak?
So out and about.
He's
Frank.
a mover and a shaker.
He really is.
Yeah, the car suddenly caught fire, which I don't know what model car this is. That could just be Croatian engineering. I don't know.
Yeah.
These things are known to explode on you. You're going to
Dude, if I was Frane,
don't put it above 50.
if I was Frane at this point, I'd start like believing in God and thinking that I was like bad, but not real bad.
Okay.
You know, like I'd be like, "What do you want?
What am I doing?
What do you want?"
You know, Frane with his textbook quick reflexes.
You guys already know.
He managed to pull over and exit the vehicle just moments before the fuel tank exploded.
The fuel tank exploded. What, killing 4 people?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, it's just random people got sucked into the car and.
Well, maybe they were driving by. I don't know.
Yeah, he escaped without injury, adding another miraculous survival.
Without injury, he's also, have you noticed, getting less and less injured?
Yeah.
Like the first one, he broke his arm.
He broke his arm.
The second one, haystack, probably uncomfortable, probably pretty banged up. Third one, minor scrapes and bruises.
Yeah.
This one, uninjured.
He just pulled over. This one, he just pulled over.
He's like fucked. He doesn't have a car. But
he just bought a shitty car.
Yeah, maybe Frane should spend more money on travel.
And you know, so that's 1, 2, 3,
that's 4.
4, yeah. And that was 1970. And they were good for a couple years until 1973.
Yeah.
When Selak faced yet another vehicular disaster.
Oh, my God.
While driving, a malfunctioning fuel pump leaked gas all over the engine, causing flames to shoot through the air vents.
Oh my God.
In the past.
Oh, my God.
Selak's hair.
I didn't even know that could happen.
Can you imagine? It says Selak's hair was completely singed, but he managed to escape further injury. Imagine you're driving along and then flames start licking your face from inside the car.
It's literally like, you know, in a cartoon when someone's head turns into the end of a matchstick?
Yeah, dude.
This is insane.
Oh, God, dude. Don't buy Croatian automobiles. If you could take away one thing from this episode, let it be that. Okay, so we're good now. 1973, that's the end of it, right? So let's recap. 62, train derailment. 63, plane crash. 66, bus accident. 70, car fire. 73, another car fire.
Different kind, though.
And then we're all good. Until 1995.
Wow.
Wow, he had a good run. He might have stubbed some toes here and there, I'm guessing.
Yeah. But that doesn't even make the board for Frane.
This fucking goon just walking around.
Tripping and falling down the stairs, that doesn't make the board for Frane. You know what I mean?
Whoa.
That's nothing. He goes, this is nothing.
1995. While walking in Zagreb.
So now he's walking.
Zagreb?
Now he's done with all automotive transportation.
He's on foot. He's like, fuck it. It's only one safe way to travel.
Using the feet God gave me to get from point A to point B.
He was in Zagreb or Zagreb?
Zagreb.
He was, and this is something on a much lesser scale you can relate to. He was hit by a city bus.
Hey.
Oh, wait, yours wasn't a city bus.
It wasn't a city bus.
And you weren't even hit. But he on foot was hit by a fucking...
Jesus Christ. At some point, this is on him.
And you might want... And yes, of course.
This has been your whole life, and you didn't look both ways.
Oh, that's on me. And of course, he sustained only minor injuries.
How?
But you got... And it doesn't say anything about this, but you got to wonder... It's 95, right? Now, you would think payday.
Sure.
But suing for money is a very American thing.
Yeah.
And an American thing that like started in the 90s.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't be surprised if in Zagreb they were just like, hey man, you're all right? Great, now get the fuck out of the road. Yeah.
Also, in other countries, they
Which
don't
is
have
the real.
to,
That's the real tragedy.
Yeah.
If I'm being honest.
Well, in other countries, they don't have to sue for money because they don't have the medical bills that we do. Like, the reason you
That
get
too.
the money is to pay for the medical bills.
That too.
And in other countries, they're like, you got hit by a bus, we'll pay you not
That's
to
true.
work while you recover.
But the frivolous lawsuit is a
Yes, the slip and fall.
Distinctly American thing.
Yeah. I was talking about the idea of doing a slip and fall while I was in Germany. And one of the people we were hanging out with was German, and she was like, no one's ever done that here. That's like not a thing.
Yeah, but you could be the first.
But that's what I was saying. I could bring it to Europe.
Yeah, you should.
All right, I'll go back. I'll slip. I'll fall.
Let's go back and slip and fall, and also take this part of the podcast. This is not admissible in court.
Yeah.
We were joking.
We're joking. We would never do that on purpose.
So 1995, got hit by a bus in Zagreb. Ouch. But hey, we've got a pretty good run. What could happen? Well, guess what? The next year, 1996, Selak
Lizzy Cassidy was born. And
he was driving the year you were born. Frane was driving through the Croatian mountains when he encountered a United Nations truck coming directly towards him on a narrow curve.
Of course.
To avoid a head-on collision.
Frane, what are you doing on a narrow curve?
Wait, you should know better.
Not to victim blame.
Narrow curves are not for you, bud. To avoid a head-on collision, he swerved his car, which broke through a guardrail and began to plunge down a 300-foot gorge.
Jesus Christ. This guy loves to plunge.
Gorge. Also, can we say we just don't use the word gorge
we don't
enough?
Use gorge enough.
On this pod, you'd think gorge would be every other episode.
Gorge as a verb.
Gorge. He fell down a 300-foot gorge.
Gorge.
But guess what? Not wearing a seatbelt, a habit he reportedly adopted.
How?
I'm telling you.
Because of the car explosion?
I'm telling you. Not wearing a seatbelt, a habit he reportedly adopted after his earlier plane crash.
Yeah.
Because he got sucked out and landed in a haystack.
Yep.
He was ejected from the vehicle. So don't buy Croatian automobiles. Don't wear your seatbelt.
But if you do, don't wear your seatbelt.
Specifically with those vehicles. Miraculously.
To be clear, wear your seatbelt.
Do you want to guess how he got out of this?
Okay, so he's plunging. He's
plunging down a 300-foot gorge. Flies out of the car.
Did he get ejected mid-plunge?
Yes.
Okay, I'm going to guess that his shirt got caught on a tree branch.
Holy shit.
Don't tell me that's right.
You're so...
Wait, am I close?
You're so close. It's crazy.
Did he grab a tree branch? Is tree branch or shirt right?
Miraculously, he managed to grab onto a tree branch.
Yeah! Yeah!
Stopping his fall.
Yes, dude.
While his car crashed and exploded at the bottom of the ravine.
What the hell?
Now, what have I told you?
You made all this up.
What have I told you? 1960, train derailment, plane crash, bus accident, 2 car fires, a bus collision, flying off into a gorge.
Grabbing a tree.
What have I told you? This was the last of his documented near-death experiences.
I don't know if I'd believe you.
What have I told you, Lizzy?
I don't know that at this point, I don't know what to believe.
What have I told you that after all this?
He died nicely asleep in his warm bed.
After surviving numerous life-threatening events, his fortune took a positive turn in 2003 when he won the lottery.
Shut the fuck up. Shut up. Shut up.
Yes, baby.
He won?
He won the fucking lottery.
I didn't even know they had that.
Isn't that bonkers?
He won the lottery.
Absolutely. Yep. He won a $1.1 million
oh my God.
lottery.
In 2003, that's a lot of money.
At the time, he was 73 years old and had recently married for the 5th time.
Slay.
I'm seeing a trend here.
Yeah, this guy's nuts, by the way.
Dude.
He takes big swings.
Imagine this is someone's like uncle. This is somebody's crazy Uncle Frane.
And like your friends don't believe you.
No,
when
dude.
you tell them about, they're like, your Uncle Frane is a liar. And you're like, I swear to God.
I swear to God, dude. He's fucking flew out of it, landed in a hay bale. He landed in a hay bale, won the lottery some years later.
Wow. Winning the lottery is such an uncle thing to do, by the way.
Only uncles win lotteries.
Yeah.
That's true.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. This is one of the most batshit. This is reminiscent of the insurance Irish drunk.
Yeah.
Who they kept trying to
Who
kill
was
for
eating nails and drinking shoe polish.
Like made him a sandwich of nails. Go listen to that episode with Nick Pupo. It's one of my favorites.
Shout
it's so
Pupo.
fun. Nick Pupo, by the way, guys, if you haven't seen A Complete Unknown, Nick Pupo is in A Complete Unknown, the Bob Dylan biopic.
That's true.
But guess what? He was here first.
Yeah, we had him first.
We're
real star makers.
We really are. They say you do close calls twice. Once on the way up, once on the way down.
And we've been here the whole time.
Hey, come on. Dude, he won the lottery. At the time, he was 74 years old, had recently married for the 5th time. With his winnings, Selak purchased 2 houses and a boat.
It's gotta be good to be the 5th wife.
It's gotta be nice.
And he bought a boat because every other mode of transportation has betrayed him.
Yes, of course.
So he had to buy a boat.
Honestly, good call.
He couldn't buy, a car or a bus.
If not by land, not by air, then by sea.
Do you think at this point he was like so weird?
I think I'd be so cocky.
So weird.
No, dude, I'd be
cocky, but I'd also be weird as hell.
I would walk so tall.
I'd be like, first of all, you can't kill me.
I'd be like, I'm unbreakable.
Nothing can kill me, so try.
Yeah.
I'd say whatever I want all the time.
Whatever the fuck I want. I'd
do whatever I want.
All the time. I won the fucking... Do you know who I am? I'm Frane Selak.
I'm Frane motherfucking Selak.
Get out of my way.
You can't kill me.
What do you mean you don't have a table?
What do you mean you don't have a table?
Okay.
You think this is the worst thing that's ever happened to me? You don't have a table?
And then I just start pointing at scars on my body. See that?
Bus accident.
See that? Fell out of a plane.
Fell out of the sky. And you know this guy fucks.
Oh, he fucks, dude.
5 wives.
Selak fucks? Dude, 5 wives? He throws it down.
Hello.
He's
also a romantic.
With his winnings, he bought 2 houses and a boat, but later chose to live a modest life, giving away most of his fortune to relatives and friends. And Lizzie's choking on that. She doesn't like charity.
No, I get it because he's probably like, I could die.
Yeah, honestly. Hey, you guys.
He probably went the opposite of what we're talking about. He's like, you guys take this. I don't know what's going to happen to me.
Well, he believed that money couldn't bring happiness and that he already had everything he needed.
Yeah, and that's the thing people with money say.
That's what somebody who stared God in the face would say.
And won. Somebody who fought God and won doesn't need $1 million.
I don't fucking need your creature comforts.
Yeah, okay.
This is trivial.
Oh, a house.
Get the fuck out of here.
I look death in the face and then spit into it.
So it was 2003, and then in 2004, Selak was approached to star in an Australian Doritos commercial.
Yeah.
So he said yes.
Say Doritos with an Australian accent.
Doritos.
That's probably right.
Yeah. Probably.
That's crazy. Doritos.
He initially accepted, but then he later declined because he was reluctant to fly to Sydney and risk his luck once more.
Yeah.
So he was done with planes.
He was like, I'm fresh out of chances, dude.
Now, that brings us to the end of our tale.
Yeah.
Let's have a little epilogue here. Some of it. Okay, look, I did a lot of research on this. Some of his experience have been independently verified. Some, you know,
he might have fudged the numbers a little.
Who knows? But I want to live in the world where this is all true,
yeah.
So we're going with it. In this modern era, where with AI art and terms like fake news thrown around,
right.
Reality is what you make it.
And it's good to believe people, especially victims.
Well, I'm living in the world where it causes me no harm to live in the world where Frane Selak fell out of an airplane, landed in a haystack, and was fine.
Here's the other thing.
I'm going to go with it.
If one of those stories is true, he doesn't need to make up the others.
Sure.
You know what I mean? So they must be.
And he for sure won the lottery because that's easy to check. That's
documentable. He for sure married 5 women.
I
kind of thought he might be gay the whole time. I don't know why.
I think it's the name Frane.
Frane. And the music and the traveling.
Frane.
You know?
The music and the traveling?
Yeah, he likes to music and travel.
Yes. So in later years, Selak, like I said, he gave away most of his lottery winnings, blah, blah, blah. He spent some of his fortune on a hip operation and built a
do that.
And he built a shrine to the Virgin Mary.
Hey.
Expressing expressing gratitude for his survival
I knew
through
that was
his
her.
numerous life-threatening events. And then November 30th, 2016, at the age of 87, Frane Selak finally passed away.
In a skydiving incident.
It says the specific cause of death has not been publicly disclosed. I imagine he died from handing out high fives.
Yeah.
Nonstop.
He probably drowned in pussy.
Yeah, that's probably what it is.
Yeah.
Gang.
That's
Frane
the story.
Selak. What do you think of that?
I love this
Is
guy.
there a better... I mean, what a return to the show.
Yeah.
Then, you want one? How about a series of vignettes?
How about a series of unfortunate events?
Oh my God.
Yeah.
That's got to be the name of the episode.
Hey.
Or is that bad for SEO?
That might be
people,
bad for
people
or
are
maybe
looking.
it's good.
People are looking for a podcast about that movie.
Who is?
I know.
Who the hell is
was,
looking for a podcast about that movie from 2009?
As it was coming out of my mouth, I'm like, there's probably like 15 people worldwide, right?
And I think they'd be looking for one about the books.
Gang, if you love the movie A Series of Unfortunate Events,
It is pretty good.
or the books, which I just learned existed when Lizzy said that, go ahead and leave a comment. One star. This is not about the books
or movie. Who's in that movie? Is it
seriously? Wait, hold on. Seriously, do not leave joke 1-star reviews because it will fuck us up.
Yeah, no. One of those can ruin you.
One of those can like really fuck you up. So let's not.
Even
do
a
that.
4-star is really bad for SEO.
Jim Carrey's in that movie.
That's what I was gonna ask. Yeah.
Yeah. Lemony Snicket,
Lemony Snicket.
if I may.
What a great. Oh, rivals the name Frane Selak.
Frane Selak and Lemony Snicket in.
Lemony Snicket.
All right, Lizzy. Next week it's your turn, man.
Yep.
All right.
I got it.
Gang, tune in for whatever the fuck that is.
What the hell?
Sorry, I don't know how to sign off. I've been gone. I've been gone. I don't know. I'm sure somebody will find a way to end this smoothly.
All right, love you, mean it.
All right, bye.